Let's talk about the injuries first of all then, Carl. Let's talk about Ollie because he's the most recent and he sounds as though he's coming out of hospital today and just terrible luck for him, really. A really serious one. He's going to be out for a while.
Yeah, it's always unlucky for a rider to be injured, especially when they want to do so well at a new club. Obviously Ollie's coming back to Peterborough, and he wanted to win things and he wanted to do well for us. So it's really disappointing for us and disappointing for him, and it's just the way things have gone for us at the minute. I've been to the hospital to see him. He is coming out today, and the injury is not as bad as first feared. So that's a bonus for us.
I suppose, well, that is clearly good news for him, and I suppose with speedway riders, it is part of the sport, and they know, don't they, particularly when they're as experienced as Ollie, how to deal with these setbacks.
Yeah, initially, obviously, when the injury happens, it's all doom and gloom for them because, like you say, they know when they've done something that's quite major. And Ollie obviously knew that he had done something to the extent, we didn't know until he got to hospital. And it was a case of wait for the scan, see what happens. But luckily, it's not as bad as first feared, and it is going to take a little while to get over. He's only got 2 breaks in his ankle, which is a bonus, but it's the ligament damage that's going to cause him more problems with his rehab because bones heal fairly quickly, whereas tendons and ligaments, they take a lot longer. And he's aware of that. He knows what's going to happen. We've got a good sports therapist at the club that we're working with that will get him back on track hopefully as quick as possible.
Are you able to put any sort of time scale on him at this stage?
Well, at the minute, he's got to have 6 weeks of non-load bearing weight on his foot. So, it's a minimum of 6 weeks. I expect him to be at least 10 weeks. I would have thought, depending on obviously how well everything gets back together.
And with Adam Roynan, obviously he picked up a serious injury on the opening weekend as well. How is he getting on?
Adam's Adam, and he just gets on with things. He wants to get back on a bike as quick as possible. I've told him that I'm not even interested in looking at him for at least 4 weeks. And then we'll assess him once that 4-week period's over. We'll have a look and see how he's feeling, see if he can manage to get back on a bike. Like I say, we've got a good sports therapist that's been working on him for the last couple of weeks. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he should be back, fairly soon.
And from your point of view now, I'm imagining you've got the priority really of sorting out the side for this weekend, and then perhaps looking further ahead as well, trying to get some longer term options in.
Yeah, we've obviously got Ipswich home and away on Good Friday, and it's difficult because there's so many matches around the country this weekend that we've been struggling to get guests in because obviously Robert Lambert he's riding for his parent club Kings Lynn at lunchtime, so we lose him for the Ipswich away. So it means that we've got to now find, a rider to either ride at number 1 or as a replacement at number 3 for Robert. So we will have to go ride a replacement in one of the positions. But it's difficult. It is very difficult, and obviously we didn't expect Ollie to be injured, and it was a race round to try and find riders for the weekend. We've managed to fill the vacancy for Monday away at Rye House. So we're still working on riders for Friday. We did have one in place for Friday night at Peterborough, but unfortunately he withdrew from the meeting last night riding for his parent club. So we've got to assess his injuries.